Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, shalom. It's your brothers of Great Millstone, Charlotte, coming with another Friday Night Live lesson through the Spirit of Power. How about Shem Shai? First and foremost, we want to start by giving all praises, glory, and honor to
To
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Bahashem, Bahashai, Bahashem, Makakodash.
double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hope of the elect, pushing this word with our truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, so as you can see by the title, man, we're just touching on how these signs that we're starting to see across the globe are omens of Babylon's fall, man. And as we're about to play a video, uh, there are these crows or these ravens that are continually going after the flags in Israel, man. Right? And if you look into history, when a country's flag is taken down or a stronghold's flag is taken down, that symbolizes the loss of the battle, man. So if you could get that Baba Kushal the bar.
Come. Let me see.
But as you saw, these crows, these ravens, are going after the flags down there in Israel, man. Those frauds, those perpetrators, are seeing omens of their downfall, man. If you could get that definition, Baba Kusha, because what we're seeing is, the Lord sending signs and various symbols of the downfall of this system, man. The downfall of Esau Edom's kingdom.
Come. This is the definition for the word omen, and it says an event regarded as a portent of good or evil.
Mm-hmm. And that word portend goes into foreshadowing, So in the event that foreshadows good or evil. Now it's good on our side, right? Because it symbolizes the downfall of these people. But it's bad on their side because, again, it shows, what's about to come to them, man, right? Both the actions of the birds, and the fact that that's the bird that the Most High chose to exercise these deeds, man.
That's right.
We're going to various. Actually, you got that that definition for the crow or the raven. You want?
I got a quick one, and I can get that one for you if I can. Or you want me to get that one first?
Okay, go ahead.
This is Zechariah, also Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 6. It says, "And a bastard shall dwell in the Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines." Now that bastard going into the gutter rats, all right, the Ish people. All right, let me get this word bastard. It comes from Mazar, and it says, going to the blue letter, it says a foreigner. It says to be of little worth, contemptible, to put to shame. So pretty much going into how the scriptures say, it says the nations is pretty much like unto spittle. You see, so pretty much those bastards being the Ish people, because those are not the true people of the Lord. But I'm gonna get that word for you, for Raven, because it actually gets its name from the color that it has, or the hue. It says I rob. It says raven. It says from its dusky hue, which hue goes into color. It says a raven, a crow. All right, and both of those animals, they both got a dusky look to them. It says no root is to be sought in the Phoenicio-Shemitic languages, thus called from its black color. And we know what black goes into, being void of light, also representing death, change, transformation. And what else you had up there, bro?
I got it right here. It says the raven symbolizes prophecy, insight, transformation, and intelligence. It can also represent long-term success. Pretty much that's the point, the transformation, insight, and prophecy, right? Now jumping down, it says, where we at? It says the raven can signify a spiritual rebirth. When one materializes, it's encouraging you to cast out the darkness and allow room for the light. You know, so as we're seeing, you know, the world itself is casting out darkness, man. You know, the Lord is sending signs, symbols, and omens, you know, that are identifying the end of Babylon the Great. You know, the downfall of this system. You know, the downfall of Amalek being the chief house over the earth, man. Now, I did want to get the rest of this real quick. Okay, go ahead.
This is Yeshaya, also Isaiah 47 and verse 1, because pretty much how Yahushua Ball, the sitting down in Babylon, represents the sitting down of Esau. You see, because we're seeing this place is going down, you know, and pretty much the downfall of this kingdom, everything else is going to fall with it. This is Yeshaya, also Isaiah 47 and 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." So pretty much this place is being like that bird symbolized, you know, you go into the scriptures, it says to essentially learn from the animals, because that symbolized the sitting down of Esau and his throne.
Yeah. Kind of continuing on in this, it reads, the crow sometimes represents death in a literal or figurative sense. Crows can be an omen of change. Change always asks for the death of something and the rebirth of something new. You know, so what are we about to see, man? The rebirth, that the renaissance, if you might say, of Israel, man. Right? Israel being reestablished as that power among the earth, man. You know. Now, I'm going to go back to that definition for omen. It says here, it says a phenomenon supposed to portend the good or evil, a prophetic sign. It says a phenomenon or occurrence regarded as a sign of future happiness or disaster, you know? So what we just saw is an omen, a sign, a prophecy, a prophetic sign of disaster about to take place, man, right? You know, those ravens, those signs of death, you know, are signs of the downfall of this place, you know?
That's right. And I just want to grab something here real quick. This is out of Common Dictionary, and I just typed in the meaning of raven. It says the raven, all right, is a symbol of wisdom, prophecy, and the mysterious unknown. You see that? So, you know, we know, you know, according to prophecy, right, that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows, man. Right. So when you see these crows out here attacking you, you heathen's flag, right? That symbolizes, man, through the omen, right? That, hey, man, your rulership is up, man. Right? That's right. You got it, brothers.
God.
I got a couple.
You want?
No, would you ask for?
DeBar, could you get that Matthew, Baba Kasha?
Khan, this is the book of Saint Matthew, chapter 10, and I'm gonna read verse 29 in the NLT, and it reads, "What is the prince of two sparrows? Slocky, what is the price of two sparrows? One copper coin, but not a single sparrow can fall to the ground without your Father knowing it."
Right. Now we brought that out because these birds were ordained. You know, the Lord put his spirit on these animals to act out his will, man. Right? So just like if one bird dies, the Lord still, he knows this, man. It doesn't happen without him, you know, preordaining these things to happen, man. Just the way they act, you know, accordingly, man, you know. And he's sending them as these signs and these symbols, you know, of the end of Esau's rulership, man.
That's right. That's right, brother.
You can get what you got.
I got a couple. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it if I can. Say, go ahead, get it. This is Quahalath, Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 1. It says, "Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, which pretty much represents, the elites, the ones that run the society. It says, and the strong men bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. All right, going into how it's, when Scripture says there shall be no work for Egypt. It says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. And pretty much the future for Babylon the Great and also Esau looks very grim. More specifically Babylon the Great. All right, and when you go into Ha-Rob, the crow or the raven, that pretty much represents darkness, and we saw that the flag was being taken down. So it's looking very dark for Esau Edom. It says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Because pretty much which this scripture is going into the future of America, Babylon the Great, you see, but it can be applied to Esau Edom as a whole. Because that future is not looking good. Like the brother DeBar says, they going into slavery.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And you mentioned that the flags being taken down. Now I just read this real quick. It says the capture of an enemy flag, also known as colors in battle, was significant because it was a symbol of the enemy's defeat and surrender. It was also used as a symbol of victory for the capturing army. So as we're seeing, those birds were taking the flags down, man. They captured the flags, and these are symbols of the defeat of Esau Edom. It says, in many cultures throughout history, flags have been a symbol of a nation, army, or group's identity. The capture of an enemy flag was therefore seen as a way of undermining the enemy's morale and showing that their cause was not invincible. It could also be used as propaganda to demonstrate the strength and superiority of the capturing army, right? So this is showing the Lord's superiority, man. It's showing the power that Yahweh Shemel Shai has over the earth, man. He's the king over the earth. Everything moves according to his will, right? It says, continuing on, additionally, capturing an enemy flag could also have practical benefits. It could be used to gather intelligence about the enemy's strengths and movements, or to disrupt their communication and command structure. Overall, the capture of an enemy flag was a significant event in battle and had both symbolic and practical significance. So as we've seen, us being in this spiritual war, right? The Lord is sending these signs as these birds taking these flags down, man, right? Symbolizing the defeat, the what does it say? It said Slovakia, the victory, right? It symbolized their enemy's defeat and surrender. It's the Lord capturing this enemy stronghold, man.
I got precept.
Okay.
Can you run back the latter part you just read? It says something about knowing their weaknesses or their strengths or something like that.
God, it says it could be used to gather intelligence about an enemy's strengths and movements, or disrupt their communications, their command structure.
So pretty much when how when you go into war, like fighting and stuff, if you know your enemy's tactics or like how they think, what I'm saying, like you pretty much you put them in a box and you can control what's going on. This is Yeshaya, also Isaiah 37 and verse 28. It says, but I know thy abode and thy going out and thy coming in and thy rage against me. Baba Kushal, could a brother get that in the GNT or the NLT?
What's the precept?
Isaiah 37 and 28.
Shalaki. Isaiah 27:38.
37:28.
37:28. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 37, verse 28. And it reads, let me see here. And it reads, but I in the Good News Bible, and it reads, but I know everything about you, what you do and where you go. I know how you are, how you rage against me. Verse 29. I have received the report of that rage, like of that rage and that pride of yours. And
That was
now,
pretty much
come.
that was pretty much the point. So the Lord got Esau in the trick bag. You know how like with the matador and the red cape and the bull, pretty much the Lord got Esau. You know what I'm saying? He making Esau go where he wanted to go because he already know his move. You know.
Exactly.
That's
Right.
right.
He got all these things lined up, man. You know, as brothers go into, Yahweh Shemel Shai is the ultimate master chess player, man. You know, and he's setting the pieces up for that ultimate checkmate. You know, and there's nothing that Esau Edom can do against it, man. And us seeing these omens, going back to that definition, are just more representations that this Edomite's hegemony is finished, man. You know, it says omen, a phenomenon or occurrence regarded as a sign of future happiness or disaster. You know, whose happiness, man? The Israelites, you know, chiefly the elect, you know, the believers, us being the hopeful elect. You know, we're happy to see these things, but it's it's disaster for Babylon the Great. It's disaster for these heathen. It's disaster for Esau Edom, man. You know, Gabar, Baba Kushah, could you get Ezekiel 7:5 and 6 in NLT?
Ezekiel 7:5.
Baba Kushah.
God. Ezekiel 7, verse 5. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7, verse 5 in the NLT, and it reads, "This is what the sojourner Lord says. Disaster after disaster is coming your way." Ooh. Continue on.
Con.
Verse 6, Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 6. "The end is come. It is finally arrived. Your final doom is awaiting."
And those ravens, those crows, going after those flags, man, were symbols of the disasters that are about to come, of the symbols of the final doom that's awaiting this Edomite system, man. Not only in Babylon the Great, but all these subsidiary, you know, countries that are underneath them, man. You know, it's going to be doom and disaster upon the whole earth, man. Um,
I got a quick definition, because you know when you go into them ravens and what they was doing, and I might play the article again. You know, when you go into those ravens and what they was doing, they was tearing the flag, tearing it apart, man. Right, showing you that this place is finished. You see that, and when you go into that, the word means tattered. You see that when you tatter, like a piece of torn clothing, that's called tattered. So when you saw that flag that was being torn apart, that means that the flag was being tattered, and it's spelled Tattered. And here's a definition: it says old and torn. You see that? In poor condition. You see, so when you look at America and the way that this society is going under the hands of Esau Edom, right? You know, everything is in poor condition, man. You see that this devil here, that's why scriptures say that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So this devil here, he is the wicked, and the earth, right, is in the hands of this damn devil, which is Esau Edom. You see, so pretty much when you go in here, man, you know, this devil here, he's pretty much has put this whole world into a very, very poor condition, man. You see that? So when you look at the way America or the world is ran, it's in a tattered condition, just like those flags, man. You see?
okay.
Got it, brother.
And when you go into, you know, old times warfare, you know, medieval times and even ancient times, um, when an army would take over a castle or a stronghold, what would happen? The first thing they would do is tear the enemy's flags down, man, and put their own flags up to show that this place has been conquered, man. You know?
Yep.
Now, can a brother get 2 Corinthians 10:4, you know? Because that's what's happening through the word right now. But eventually it's going to be a physical onslaught on Babylon the Great, man.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 4. And it reads, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds."
Now, when you go into that word strongholds in the blue letter, It says the arguments and reasonings by which a disputant endeavors to fortify his opinion and defend it against his opponent, right?
Mhm.
You know, so Esau Edom is trying to defend all his wickedness against the righteousness that's being presented, man, right? And the word of Yahweh Shema Shah through these prophecies, you know, and through what he has coming through his men, you know, the prophets that you see out on the highways and byways week in and week out, you know, that word is tearing down those strongholds, man. It's removing, you know, that protection, that defense, you know, and those ravens, those crows, they represent tearing down the enemy's flag, and eventually the Israel's flag, so to speak, will be raised up, man.
Got a precept. Oh, I got a definition. I go ahead get it.
Go.
This is the word for banner. It says nas. It comes from the Hebrew word nasas. It says something lifted up, standard, signal pole, ensign, banner, sign, sail, standard as a rallying point, signal. So I'm gonna get this definition for rallying point. It says somewhat or something that makes people join together to support a person, cause, etc. I'm gonna get this root word. It says to be lifted up. So what's lifted up? All right, when you go into the signification of what actually happened, you know, they took down that flag because it was lifted up. What's upholded in the world? The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So wickedness is uplifted. All right, by that coming down, it signifies righteousness about to go up. You see, that's gonna be the new standard in the earth. You know.
That's right. That's right. And when you go into it, you know, this devil here, you know, Israel and also America, right? They're gonna be the main ones that's gonna be primarily destroyed by what? By fire, man, which is those ICBM missiles. You see, so as this devil here, you know, going into that crow, how it's pretty much, you know, showing that omen that this place here is going out. You see the Israelites, right, starting with the elect, you know, and Yaharatazar, we are those men, right? We're rising, and this devil here, his rulership is falling apart, man. Right, and I just want to grab a quick precept. This is the book because you know all this here was predestined from the very beginning of time, man. You see that this devil here, he will have a short time to rule. You see? And let's go ahead and grab this. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6. And I'm gonna read, I'm gonna start at verse 7. Jump to the point. Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 7. It says, Then answered I and said, What shall be a parting asunder of times? For when shall the end be of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he answered, and he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, were born of him, Jacob hand held the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You see that? So when you go into how these crows is pretty much tearing these damn flags apart, man, it's showing you that we are in the end, right, of Esau's rulership, man.
When you go into, if you want about to say nothing else, how about you about to continue?
No, you got it, brother.
Because pretty much it says when you go into the definition of a crow, pretty much it shows that transformation, you know, and it's pretty much a certain period of time to where it's like going like that. So pretty much we seeing the men of the Lord stand up, all right, and we're seeing Esau sit down simultaneously. You see, because we got next, you know, as the scriptures say. That's when you go into that particular precept. I think was verse what was it, verse 7? Because pretty much we're gonna take it. Say this the saints shall take the kingdom. You know.
Mm-hmm. God.
That's
and
right.
Like you said, that standard is being lifted up, right? That rallying point, that flag, you know, that's that you know, the flag of Israel is being lifted up, and the flag of Esau is being torn down, man. You know, and like you said, that transformation is taking place, man. That transfer of power, right, is going from one kingdom to the other, man. Right? And it's not going to be peaceful. There's never been a peaceful transfer of rulership, man. You know, it's always been through violence and death. You know, and that's going back to those ravens and those crows. They also symbolize death, man. You know, But going off the brother's point, just going back in this article, it says the ravens signify a spiritual rebirth, right? You know, and the earth is being what? Refreshed. You know, it's going to be refreshed through the nuclear missiles, but it's also being refreshed through the reintroduction of righteousness in the earth, man. Right?
That's
It
right.
says when one materializes, it is encouraging you to cast out the darkness and allow room for the light. You know, so seeing those ravens is a sign of, you know, getting rid of the darkness and allowing room for the light, you know, to fully exude in the earth, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Um, let me see here. It's a lot here.
Because I mean, ultimately, you know, this double here, you know, you pretty much see it, man. You know, when the earth is when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, and they, man, our people, they're not rejoicing, man. The animals, they're not rejoicing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're showing you, you know, because when you go into these crows, you know, they were ordained through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai to eventually go out there and to tear these flags apart, man. Right. So, and scriptures also say that when the wicked beareth rule, the people are mourning, man. You see that? So you got the animals, they're mourning, right? The people, the whole earth itself, you know, because this devil here, he has pretty much changed the ordinances, man. You know, he pretty much walks contrary. So the Lord is literally showing signs out there that this devil here, he's coming to a close, man. His whole rulership is coming to a grinding halt.
That's right.
I got precept.
Go ahead.
This is Ayawab, Job 10 and verse 21. It says, "Before I go whence, I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death, a land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order, and where the light is as darkness." So pretty much any light, you know, that's a lot. Read again. It says, "A land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order, and where the light is as darkness." You see, so pretty much this place is the land of darkness. You see, the whole earth is in darkness. When you go to Yeshaya, Isaiah 60 and verse 2, it talks about the people, the gross darkness, the people. When you go into darkness, it goes into adverse to wickedness. And that's under the rulership of Esau Edom, you see. So that's why they have to be taken out of power. When you go to Mashaliah, Proverbs 29 and 2, it talks about, it says, when the wicked rule, the people mourn. You see, so everybody is mourning. All right, the animals, you see the people, the whole earth. All right, going into that darkness. All right, so the earth needs new rulership.
Mm-hmm.
So the brother get what's that precept? It's I think it's Isaiah 5 and 20.
Isaiah 5 and 20.
Con.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10 and 20.
I got it. It's this is Yeshaya, Isaiah 5 and 20. But because it said the light is as darkness, because pretty much they count darkness for light here. You see, and that's all over the world. You see, because everybody's following the tutelage or the rulership of Babylon the Great. All right, and ultimately Esau Edom says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter, and sweet for bitter." So pretty much, this is what's happening in the world under the rulership of Esau Edom. So woe, destruction to them. All right, when you go into that word woe, it says Hawaya, which pretty much means, let me see, that word pretty much goes into, it says a passionate cry of grief or despair. So pretty much misery and destruction. You see?
Hey, going back to those omens, man. You know, that destruction, that death. You know, the evils and only evils, right? Baba Kushal, could the brother get Ephesians 6 and 12? You know, just going into that darkness, right? You know, those ravens being a symbol of, you know, turning away from the darkness and going to the light, right? You know, but what are we fighting against? You know, we're in that war, and we're seeing their symbols being taken down. We're seeing their flags being taken down, you know, as a result, as an omen of their impending loss, you know, in the victory of Yasharala, right? But we're seeing we have to know who we're fighting against, you know.
That's right. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12, and it reads, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places."
Right. So the brother was going into all that darkness, man, all the gross darkness that's taken over the earth. But there's a man, you know, Esau, Edom, you know, starting with the chief house of Amalek. That's the rulers of that darkness, man. You know, they're the ones who are operating in the shadows, right? You know, so as we saw, you know, just going back to that video, you know, those crows and ravens tearing those flags apart and tearing them down is a sign of that the rulers of darkness are about to lose, man. You know, and the light is about to be established in the land.
That's right.
I got a precept for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said a sign. This is Ayawab, Job 12 and verse 7. So no, that's not the one. Broken Key speaking. I gotta find it.
Con. Let me
I'm
see
gonna grab
here.
this real quick.
Con, we got it.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, and verse 1 in the Good News Translation. You know, because that, as we've been going into, this is all an omen of the downfall of Babylon the Great, of Esau, Edom's hegemony. All these things, these signs and different things that the Lord is sending out are to remind us and show us, you know, that, you know, the victory is sealed, man. You know, there's nothing this devil can do to overcome prophecy, you know.
Mhm.
Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 1 in the Good News Translation, it reads, "So then, you kings, you rulers of the world over, listen to what I say and learn from it. You govern many lands and are proud that so many people are under your rule. But this authority has been given to you by the Lord, the Most High." Right? You know, Job 9 and 24, right? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You know, the Lord gave them this power, and He's about to take it away, you know, quickly, right? It says, verse 3, "But this authority has been given to you by the Lord Most High. He will examine what you have done and what you plan to do." And what do they plan to do, man? Only wickedness, right? They can't do right, you know,
Mhm.
regardless of any what's the word? Uh, Anything you might think, you know, anything they might show or they might say, their devices are always wicked, man. You know, continually, right? It says, "You rule on behalf of the Most High and His kingdom, and if you do not govern justly, if you do not hold the law, if you do not live according to the Most High's will, you will suffer sudden and terrible punishment." And that's what this omen is of, man. Terrible punishment that's about to befall our enemies, man. Terrible punishment that's about to befall the rulers of darkness, right? You know, Esau, Edom, and all the people underneath them, man. You know, these heathen, starting with Amalek, you know, going all the way down. We're about to see great destruction come upon the kings of the earth.
That's right. That's
I
right.
get two.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Hey, DeBar, could you get Daniel chapter 25? Sorry, verse 25. I'm gonna get this one fast before you get that. This is Hakamashah Shalamar, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 9. Because you mentioned I can't remember the point that you mentioned, but I want to get this. Is Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 9. It says, "For inquisition shall be made unto the counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his word shall come unto the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds." All right. I want to get that word for inquisition.
What was that precept you called for, brother?
In 25. So
Um,
I'm gonna get that word for inquisition. It's
repeat it one more time, brother.
Daniel 5 and
Con,
25.
Thwada.
I'm gonna finish this real fast. I'm gonna get that word for inquisition. It says a period of prolonged and intensive questioning or investigation. So pretty much, like the scriptures go into, Esau has been found wanting, and when you go into that word wanting, it means lacking. So his kingdom is lacking righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
Let me grab that.
Con.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 5, verse 25, and it reads, and this is the writing that was written, Mene, Tekel, Asherin. This is the interpretation of the thing. What do you say, brother?
No, you say you farce. That was pretty much just telling you the word.
Verse 26. This is the interpretation of a thing. Mene, the Most High, have numbered thy kingdom and finished it. Verse 26.
So Mana, the Lord. So Mana, the Lord numbered Esau's kingdom. You see, you go into Ayawab, Job. It talks about he's given Esau a certain amount of days or years to rule. You see, so he has bounds that he can't pass.
That's right.
Keep on, bro.
Verse 27. Tekel, thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting.
The qual. So pretty much going into Shakwal, which pretty much goes into a weight. So pretty much he's been found lacking righteousness. You know, he hasn't been found ruling his kingdoms in righteousness. Every kingdom he's had, you know, going to the Greeks, to the Romans, even now, you know, he doesn't rule his kingdom in righteousness. That was pretty much the point, you know, because Inquisition is going to be made like, huh?
I was just going to tell the bar he can finish that out, you know, because that goes into where we're
Daniel chapter 5, verse 28. Daniel chapter 5, verse 28. Peres, the kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians. Verse 29. Then commanded Belshazzar.
Pretty much when you go into that was pretty much the point. When you go into Perez, or where it said you farsing, it comes from the Hebrew word paras. It says to divide, break in two, to break up, to be divided. So pretty much, the Lord said, "Hey, He said, a kingdom divided shall not stand." So pretty much, we're seeing the kingdom falling. You see, we're seeing America, Babylon the Great falling. We see the rulership of the whole world, you know, falling.
That's right. That's right. Can one of you brothers grab the definition for the word doom? You know, because ultimately this devil here, he's doomed, man. All right, you seeing birds attack the damn flags and all of that. You know, the whole earth itself is out of course. This devil has changed the time, everything. Birds attacking his flags. You see, and I want to grab this here, man. This is the definition for the word ill omen, right? And it says doomed to be unlucky. You see that? So this devil here, he's been doomed from the very beginning to be very unlucky, man. You see that? And man, ultimately, it's not luck. You know, everything is through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. He had already preordained that these devils here would fall. You see that? And man, we are in the latter days, and we see in this devil's kingdom, his rulership fall, man, right before his eyes. And I want to grab a quick a quick precept. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, and I'm gonna read verse 43, and it reads, "But the day of doom shall be the end of this time." You see that? So yeah, man, we are in these times, man. We are in the end, and this devil here, he is doomed, and he knows that, man. That's why he's doing everything, you know, trying to send guys, you know, against us and everything, trying to debunk this truth. Scripture tell you that you can do nothing against the truth, but what is truth, right? So, and this devil here, he knows that Yahweh Shai is coming. That's why he's doing things like setting up his space programs and all that, because he knows he's doomed. 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 43. "But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for it to come." You see that? Wherein corruption is past, intemperances is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and the truth is sprung up. You see that? So yeah, man, this is the day that we're waiting on, man. You see that? And man, you're starting to see this happen now. But the whole point of me bringing this out is because this devil here, you know, he's doomed, man. And by you seeing that crow there in the video, right, shows you that this devil here, he's doomed. Going back to what? A bad omen. Can you grab the definition for the word doom?
Yeah, I got that. Can you get a definition for omen? Well, Cornwall, could you get the definition for omen?
Yeah.
I got the definition for doom. It says doom, death, destruction, or some other terrible fate. It says downfall, destruction, condemned to a certain destruction or death.
That's right. And this place here, it's slowly dying, but what's going to be that ultimate death? When Yahweh Shai come back here and crack them skies, man. You see that? And take a scripture tell you that when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's going to have many crowns upon his head, man. You see that? Symbolizing that this devil here is going to completely take this devil here out of rulership. So he's doomed. He's destined for destruction, man. And when you saw that crow there, that is an omen, man. You got it, Cornwall.
God, this is the definition for the word omen. A phenomenon or occurrence regarded as a sign of future happiness or disaster, prophetic significance.
Mm-hmm. So how does the Lord speak? You see, he speaks in his prophecy and his word, and then also in occurrences, specifically going into prophecy. This is Ayawab, Job 33 and verse 14. Is it 14? Salah. Oh, okay, Salah. This is Ayawab, Job 33 and verse 14. For the Most High speaketh once, yet twice, yet man perceiveth it not. So pretty much this was an occurrence to where if you wasn't in the spirit, you wouldn't understand it. You see, because the Lord used that particular instance to portray that Esau is going down. This was a occurrence to where it shows the downfall of Esau, Edom.
That's right.
Right. Baba Kushad the Bar, could you go back to that Daniel 5 and 29, and then we'll finish that chapter off.
God, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 5. And I'm gonna read verse 29, and it reads, Daniel chapter 5, verse 29. It reads, then commanded Belshazzar and Shlaki, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet and put a chain of gold about his neck and made a proclamation concerning him that he should be the third ruler in the kingdom. Verse 30. And that night was Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldees, slain. And Darius, the Median, took the kingdom, being about 80 years old.
Con, so you about to make a point on that, bro?
Con, I was just going to land back off, what you guys were bringing out. That, all these things, these omens and these prophecies, that was a specific sign to tell the king of Babylon that he was about to lose his power. But as we're seeing all the things happening now, these are signs that Esau Edom is about to fall out of his power seat, man.
That's right, brother.
I'm gonna land back on you because pretty much Esau is seeing that. You see, because pretty much that signified when you go into the word crow or raven, it means I rob, which means sundown or sunset, because pretty much the sun is setting on Esau's kingdom. You see, and he can see that. That's why he's coming down, Revelation 12:12, that great wrath, and doing the things that he's doing.
That's right.
Baba Kushai, Yawam, you still got that second Esdras 4, 28 and 29?
Yeah, I grab it.
And then we'll close with that. I'm going to finish reading this Wisdom of Solomon. It's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6. Chapter 6 and verse 1 in the Good News Translation. So then, you kings, you rulers, the world over, listen to what I say and learn from it. You govern many lands and are proud that so many people are under your rule. But this authority has been given to you by the Lord Most High. He will examine what you have done and what you plan to do, going into that inquisition that the brother brought out, right? It says, you rule on behalf of the Most High and his kingdom. And if you do not govern justly, if you do not uphold the law, if you do not live according to the Most High's will, you will suffer sudden and terrible punishment. Judgment is especially severe on those in power. Right. And as we read, Belshazzar got a sudden and severe punishment, man.
That's right.
He was slain that same night, right? And now Babylon the Great, and its kings, they're about to suffer similar punishments, man. But instead of being slain, they're gonna be put into 1,000 long, hard years of captivity, man.
That's right, brother. I got a quick precept, if I may. This is the book of Job, chapter 20, and I'm gonna start at verse 4, and it reads: Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short? And who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, which is the so-called white man, the devil that the Holy Bible has always spoken of. Verse 5: the triumphing of the wicked is short. So this devil here, his time is short, and he knows that he's at an end. Right, and all you gotta do is just look at the clip, and I may play it just one more time. And the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment. You see that? So, hey, man, all these prophecies are speeding up for the elect's sake, man. You see that? Because Scripture tell you that no flesh shall be saved. Right? Roughly paraphrasing. How's that Scripture go? No flesh shall be saved. Yeah, so all these things here are speeding up, and by us seeing that bird there, right, showing you, that we are in this devil's in this end, man, right? And if I may, I just want to show the clip one more time.
Go ahead.
Let me see here. Yeah, man. Showing you that this, hey, man, that's a bad omen there for you, Esau, Edom. You ready to be thrown completely out of power. You see? You got it, brother.
Okay, I'm gonna read this one more time. Since we, just to hammer home that point, man. Right? Of the flag being captured, it says the capture of an enemy flag, also known as colors in battle, was significant because it was a symbol of the enemy's defeat and surrender. It was also used as a symbol of victory for the capturing army. In many cultures and throughout history, flags have been a symbol of a nation, army, or group's identity. The capture of the enemy flag was therefore seen as a way of undermining the enemy's morale and showing that their cause was not invincible, And we're seeing that the victory is being established, man, right?
Right.
The Lord is showing, through these signs, through these omens, that Esau, Edom is going to lose. His defeat is imminent, and our victory is about to come upon us, man.
Right.
We've already got the victory. We just have to endure, the coming trials, right? But those signs are, faith boosters, man. Because we see the crows as signs of death and omens of turning away from the darkness and going towards the light, man. And we're seeing them tear down these flags as signs of that enemy embattlement, that enemy stronghold being torn down, and the that righteous stronghold being established, man.
That's right. Beautiful, brother.
You can get that in that second Ezra, and we'll close out with that. Unless y'all had anything else.
Con. It's a lot.
What was that second Ezra? What?
4 and 28.
This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 4. I'm gonna read verse 28, and it reads: But as concerning the thing whereupon thou asked me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come.
Right. So we're seeing, Esau Edom is, perpetuating, levels of wickedness that the earth has never seen before, man. But the destruction hasn't yet started. It's the foundations of the Lord, coming and bringing in that final destruction is coming, but we have to continue to wait on it, man. You know.
That's right. Let me continue on.
Count, read 29, bro.
Yep. Come on. Second Ezra chapter 4, verse 29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place whereon the evil is not sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good.
Right. You know, the kingdom of Yasharallah, man. You know, underneath Yahweh Shai, King David, the 144,000 on down. Right. That can't be sown with good, you know, until this one is turned upside down. Until all the symbols and representations of wickedness are completely uprooted. Right. Then the righteousness can thrive. You know, but as I said, you know, this place has to be completely destroyed, done away with, and destroyed, man. You know, then that is sown with good can be established, right? And those crows are, and them tearing those flags down are all symbols and omens, you know, of what's about to come.
That's right. And I got a famous saying that I like to say.
I got a quick one.
Even the longest line, right, eventually has an end. You see, so we are literally at the end of this devil's here's rulership. You got it, Yuwan. Shlaki.
This is verse 31. It says, Behold, the righteous shall Behold, the righteous shall be recompensed in the earth, much more the wicked and the sinner. I'm going to this word recompense. It says, Yashalam. It says to be in a covenant of peace, be at peace, to be at peace. It says to be complete, to be finished, be ended. So pretty much what's going to complete, you know, the wicked's rulership, the destruction of Esau, Edom, and that's what that bird pretty much symbolized.
That's right.
Beautiful. Y'all, anything else?
That was pretty much it.
Hey, so we pray that lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, we're seeing all these signs and omens of the end of Esau and Babylon the Great, man. You know, so, you know, watch as well as pray, you know, that you may be accounted worthy, you know, to endure all these things, man. You know, but, you know, we want to close by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh,
Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash.
And double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
And Kwame
Kwame
Shalom.
Shalom.